I've noticed recently while watching streams of Skyrim on Twitch TV that a lot of people in the chat box off to the side will ask, after seeing the streamer playing with all these modifications to the game, that they had just bought the game and they wanted to know what mods they should get to start with on the PC. Now, normally a lot of people will say, just play the game vanilla, don't put any mods in it on your first playthrough. I personally don't agree with that. Mainly because some of these modifications fix bugs in the game. Others compensate for things like the interface, which was designed for a console, not a PC. So, there's a few assumptions I'm going to make with this video. One of those assumptions is that you have either the Legendary Edition, which comes with all of the DLC, or that you have gotten on a Steam sale and gotten all of these over time. The game's been out long enough to where I feel that is a fairly safe assumption that anyone who's getting into Skyrim new at this stage has every one of the DLC and the high-resolution texture pack which comes with the game. Once you have downloaded the game, you will have your Steam app open, and you'll have this here. Something else that you need to do is go down to Tools under Library on your Steam and type in Creation. You will see the Creation Kit. Right-click on that, and if you don't already have it installed, it'll give you the option to install the game. I, of course, already have it installed. Let that download and install itself. Once that's been done, go back to your library, go back to your games, Skyrim, and hit play. This will open up the launcher. You can mess around with your video settings to optimize the game and all that stuff. But then launch the game, let it go through the opening cinematic, and then let it, once the cinematic is done and you've created a character, immediately save and then close the game. This puts files in your computer that some mods require in order to basically even be installed. Once that's been done, I recommend going to our good friend Google and typing in Nexus Mods, and then at the very top it'll say Nexus Mods and Community. Just click that link, and once my very slow Cox internet catches up, you will click the Skyrim icon and it will take you to Skyrim. Now, the first thing that I think anyone should get, I usually just go to Browse Files because it gives you a better search pane over here. You want to type in this search pane on the right, Unofficial, and hit Submit. And then, down on the right here, under Most Recent, click Most Downloaded, and you want to go to each one of these: Unofficial Skyrim Patch, Unofficial Dawnguard Patch, Unofficial Dragonborn Patch, and Unofficial Hearthfire Patch, and the Unofficial High Resolution Patch. You want to download each one of these for each one of the DLC that you have, and of course there is the main game. Now, part and parcel of this is that you will have made an account on Nexus Mods, and you will have clicked this link at the very top that says Install Nexus Mod Manager. Nexus Mod Manager will make it very easy to install all these. I'm not going to go into how to install Nexus Mod Manager. There are plenty of videos on how to do that. I'd recommend a gentleman named Gopher, Gopher. He has several videos that go in great depth on how to install the programs you use. I'm just going over the things that I believe you need to start this game. Now, Unofficial Skyrim Patch, you will download that first and install it. Then the Unofficial Dawnguard Patch. Then the Hearthfire Patch. Then the Dragonborn Patch. Then the High Resolution Patch. Install them in that order. That's the order that they come in. And now, after that, you will go back to our good friend Google, and you need to type in SKSE. And of course, the top link will be the Skyrim Script Extender. This is necessary for several mods that you will get down the road. It is a good idea to get it now. And there's one or two mods that I'm going to suggest that require it. Do not download the installer. Download the 7-zip archive, 7z archive, right here. It will have a README in there, which you can also link on the website here. Read this README. Follow the instructions to the letter. It is very easy to install. It may sound intimidating, but it's very, very simple. Once you have SKSE installed, you will no longer be using Steam to launch your Skyrim application. You will not use the play button on Steam. You will not use the launcher either. After you have SKSE installed, go to, usually on your C drive, Program x86, although personally I would advise putting it in Program Files, not x86. Windows does not like it when you modify things in the Program Files x86 folder. But go to that folder. Once you're in that folder, I don't have it in that folder because I have a different drive. You will go to Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim. You'll go down through here until you find the SKSE loader.exe, or just SKSE loader if you don't have file extensions showing. Move that to your desktop. You'll be using that to start up Skyrim. Once you've moved that to your once you've put a link to that on your desktop, don't move the actual file actually. Open up your game and load your game. This is just making sure that the game is still running. You want to do this occasionally as you install mods. You don't want to install like 5 or 10 or 20 mods and then start it up. It'll be almost impossible to track down conflicts if you do that. After you install a mod, load the game, run around for a little bit, see if you have any performance issues or if the mod is working properly. Once you've established that SKSE is functioning properly, we come to the mod that will probably be the biggest hit on you enjoying the game, because the UI is horrible in Skyrim. It is made for console. It's made for navigating with a control pad, not with a keyboard and mouse. Go back to Nexus Mods. And wait for my really slow internet. And then we're just going to do browse files again. Go down to search, and you will type in Sky UI, all one word. And then most downloaded, puts it right at the top, and you will go to Sky UI, and you will click the link that says download Nexus Mod Manager, provided you have installed Nexus Mod Manager, which I strongly recommend. You do not want to do this manually if you're new. Now, Sky UI changes your interface to something like this, just much easier to navigate on a personal computer. Once you have Sky UI installed, I would next recommend that you go back to Browse Files and type in Race Menu. Again, all one word, and then most downloaded, and right here you'll want to go to race menu and again install through the Nexus Mod Manager link, and after you have loaded that, you will also want to go to race menu pre-cache killer, which should be right next to it, and do the same thing. It may ask you to overwrite files. Just say yes. Just make sure that you install race menu before you install show race menu pre-cache killer. This will prevent some CTDs involved in the next mod that I would recommend that you install. This mod is entirely optional, but it does make the game look a little better and it gives you a little bit of variety. That next mod is called Apache Skyhair. By now I'm sure you figured out. Browse files, and then APACHII, and then most downloaded. You'll notice there is a theme here. When I go to most downloaded, all these files are the #1 files on the download list. There's a reason for this. Pretty much everybody runs these files that plays the game on the PC. Now what this does is, well, let's just say the Skyrim hairstyles are kind of bad. This makes your character look a little better. Like I said, purely optional, totally aesthetic. Something I would recommend. This one's not really necessary. I would just recommend it. Makes your characters look better. And before you go, well, I don't play a female character, it does have hairstyles for men, which you can put in there too. And they don't all look feminine. Alright, now once you have installed all those mods and Apache, should you so choose, we're going to go back to our friend Google, and we're going to type in Skyrim Loot. That's Skyrim L-O-O-T, and hit enter. You're going to see Loot Home. loot.github.io. It will have a link that says download Loot. Click this link. It will download a file. Go to your download folder and install this file. You can install this file anywhere on your computer. Probably the most convenient place to install it would be inside your Skyrim folder. I don't have it in there myself, but I have reasons. It's just me. Once you have installed Loot, what you will do is ignore all these other mods that I have installed. We're going to go to No Groups, and now you'll see I have all the unofficial patches, high-res texture pack, Sky UI, race menu, and the show race menu pre-cache killer. Now, we're going to put Apache in there too. This is Mod Organizer. I don't recommend Mod Organizer for beginners. Stick with Nexus Mod Manager for the short term. Mod Organizer can be painful sometimes. Alright, now you have all your mods, and this is your priority list. This is the order in which the mods load when the game starts. This is very important because if a mod is in the wrong place, it will crash the game. So once you've installed these mods and you have installed Loot, you will hit the Loot executable. This will be in your Skyrim folder if you've installed it in the Skyrim folder properly. I run a different program and I don't want to screw up my loadout by putting Nexus Mod Manager in again. It will open up this window. It should auto-detect the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, so there's really no setup involved. You'll have edit metadata, sort plugins, and view last report. Click sort plugins. And then wait while it does this. Now if you'll look, it shows all my mods over here. Not very many, to be honest. Go to apply. You will want to apply whatever Loot tells you to do. And then after you've applied it, it will show you the summary. Now you'll notice it says 1 warning and 4 messages. There is a details tab that you can go to. Now it will say warning contains 6 ITM records clean with test 5 edit. ITM stands for identical to master. That means that the Dawnguard ESM has some records that are identical to some lines in the Skyrim and the update ESM. There's a tool to clean that. Now mine only says it on one of them. If you're installing the game new, it will say that on all of the official Bethesda files. Bethesda didn't clean up their files. At this stage, Test 5 Edit is not something you need to concern yourself with. After you've played for a little while, look up some videos from gentlemen like I said, Gopher, Gopher, and they can give you very good, far better than I could, tutorials on how to do that. Once you've looked this over, click exit, close that, and then you're just going to go to your folder, to your SKSE link, and you're going to run your game. I'm going to run it through here. It'll pop up, and now we get to see all the nice fancy stuff. This is running in windowed mode. I normally don't run it in windowed mode, but alright. Now we're going to go to new, and we're going to start the game. And here is where we see why I recommended race menu.
Who are you?
Race menu gives you all of these options. I probably have a few more options installed than most people. Now that's all the options. You can narrow it down by going through your racial options. You can even, and you know, it's just easier. Yeah, I have a mod that changes the look of the elves. And reason I recommended Apache is these are all Apache hairstyles. They look a little better, and there's a lot of them. And these are the vanilla hairstyles, which I just don't think look as good. Just me. And that's my rundown on the mods that I think anyone that's just starting the game should get. Now there's also another mod, because you'll notice it says here, live another life in another world. That is a mod called Live Another Life, alternate start. It comes with a Legendary Edition. Should you get the Legendary Edition, it'll come with your game. It's actually a really cool mod. Not really necessary if it's your first playthrough, though. I'm going to include links in the description and probably throughout the video if I'm not too lazy to all of these mods. I hope it was helpful. If you liked it, like it. If you didn't, don't. Anyway, and I hope you enjoy playing Skyrim.